Welcome to Gate Crashers, a podcast dedicated to kicking open the door to your next favorite thing. Our mission, our creed, our code is this: to make all nerdy things more approachable and accessible to everyone. We want you to find a universe that you'll fall in love with. Hi, I'm Gunnar, and I use he, him pronouns.
Hi, I'm Scarlett, and I use she, her pronouns.
And I'm Jake, and I use he, him pronouns.
And I'm Ashley, and I use she, her pronouns.
Welcome to another episode. We're here today for Anime August. Whoop, whoop.
Woo!
We are here to discuss Your Name.
Whose name?
Insert your name here. Your name.
I don't think we're here to discuss the name Jake. I mean, there are people in the world who think that's
your name. It's your name.
No, there's people who think that's a fuckboy name, and I feel a little bad about that.
I always thought that like Chad.
No.
Chad is a real fuckboy
Well,
name.
that's a rich boy name. That's even worse.
Yeah,
I feel
Rich.
like maybe Chaz.
That's also a rich boy name.
Axel.
No, Chad, Chaz, Brad, Bradley.
Anyone who names is Chad and decides to unironically call themselves the Chadster is like. Yeah, but we're here to talk about Your Name, which is an anime that it's a feature-length anime film that a lot of emotions with that one. We're going to talk all about it. Little back-of-the-box blurb for everyone. Your Name, or Kimi no Nawa, as it's pronounced, as it's said in Japan, is a 2016 Japanese animated romantic fantasy film that was produced by Comics Wave Films and distributed by Toho. It tells the story of a high school boy, Taki, in Tokyo, and a high school girl, Mitsuha, in the Japanese countryside, who suddenly and inexplicably begin to swap bodies, and they don't know why. So they have to kind of figure out why they're swapping bodies. And the tale kind of continues. You've got some love, you've got some fate and fantasy all tied in there.
I like the Japanese title, Kimi no Nawa.
Yeah, I hadn't heard it until now. Yeah.
Because this is an audio format and there is no visual, I will describe to you. My brother is on this episode. This Gunnar. Gunnar on his left forearm has Kimi no Nawa in Japanese written on his arm because this is his favorite movie ever.
Indeed, I do. I got it. It was my very first tattoo, and I was like, I know my favorite film. I love this movie. I'm going to put it on my skin forever.
I'm going to put it on my body. No regrets.
You could have just put it on your car. I've seen what your car looked like.
No regrets.
No regrets. Yeah.
That's commitment.
Yeah,
do you still have the hentai mobile?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, baby.
My brother has a lot of imagery on his car that he is working on.
Scarlett didn't like it. Me and Dan stood up for you.
My vehicle is only for 18 plus people. So
if you're a child,
people.
don't look at it.
Don't look at it.
Don't even look
you
at
have to avert your eyes. Don't even look at my brother.
Beware of people with mustaches.
All right, so getting back to this lovely movie that we're talking about, Your Name. It was commissioned in 2014, written and directed by, oh man, I have the names. I'm going to do my best.
Makoto. Shinkai. Yes.
There we go. Makoto Shinkai. It features the Japanese...
Ryunosuke.
Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke Kamiki and Monoe
Kamishi Raishi.
There you go.
Thank you. With animated direction by
Masashi Ando.
And character design by
Masayoshi Tanaka.
And its orchestral score and soundtrack were composed by Radwimps.
You can say that one. Good job.
You can say that
I got one. Oh, those Radwimps. Well, you know, the English dubbed version also features the voices of, oh, this is a great one too, Michael Sinterniklaas. as Taki and Stephanie Sheh as Mitsuha.
Real quick, because we had just finished our episode of Korra, Stephanie Sheh is the voice of Julie. She is also the voice of Hinata. She is also the voice of Orihime in Bleach. She's also the voice of Usagi in Sailor Moon. So she is a very so.
Wait, she's
very,
Usagi
very
in Sailor Moon
experienced.
also?
In the Pretty Guardians, the remake and stuff, the reboot.
Okay.
I
Is
love
that the
her.
crystal one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, I love her.
wow.
So Gunner, when I was sitting and watching this, and he made me, I was like, I heard that name, I heard that voice, and I was like, I know
it's
that.
everywhere.
I know that voice. I love her. She's little
I picked up
Hinata.
I've picked up Sailor Moon's voice before, but this one I felt like it was well disguised. Good for you for picking that up.
Very cool.
Yes.
A light novel of the same name, also written by Shinkai, was published a month prior to the film's release. Your Name premiered at the 2016 Anime Expo in Los Angeles on July 3rd, 2016, and was theatrically released in Japan on July 26, 2016, and in the United States on April 7th, 2017. The film was critically acclaimed with praise for the animation, the music, visuals, and the emotional weight of the story. The film grossed over $41 billion. Billion yen.
I think 41.44 billion yen.
Billion yen.
It translates to, I think it was like 380.15 million US dollars.
Wow.
But that's how much it grossed
Scarlett doing
worldwide.
math. Quick
Yeah.
math. She did that in her head, everyone.
Not that it was typed up here, not at all.
Not at all.
I know the conversion. I know the US to world currency conversions in my head.
Amazing.
Wait, hold
Side
on.
note,
You telling me not
I do
everybody
wanna-
uses the US dollar?
No. You mean that not everybody's on the US like system? There's the metric system?
Wait, you mean
What's a metric
America's not
system?
the only country?
Yeah. This is a day of revelations. Oh.
I think,
Well-
real quick, yen, I think it roughly, 1,000 yen roughly translates to like $1 or something.
$1, yeah.
So my friend was telling me in Japan, because her family's from there, shout out to Masami.
It's about 100 to
She-
1, not 1,000.
Yeah, it's the 100. There's a 100 yen store, and it's like
Also like a dollar
it's
store.
a 7-story dollar store, but it's 100. It's 7 stories, and I was like, I have to go here. 7 stories of a dollar store? Yes,
Wow.
please. All right, please continue. That was my
All right,
my
back on-
contribution.
back on task. Well, Your Name, after its premiere, went forward to break numerous box office records, including becoming the 3rd highest grossing anime film of all time.
Yes.
What was the first two?
I want to say that Your Name was the highest grossing until Demon Slayer Mugen Train came out.
Okay.
And then I believe a re-release of Spirited Away came out, and then it went back to number 2.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Because it surpassed Spirited Away when it first released.
Yeah. I don't think we should count re-releases because why? It should
True.
only be initial release.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fuck Avengers Endgame.
Well, that's not an anime film, so this is being
I don't know.
categorized
Have you
further
seen
into anime
Thanos?
film. I have.
I don't think he looks anything like Josh Brolin.
All right, back on task. Oh, God. The film won Best Animated Feature at the 2016 Los Angeles Film Critics Association Awards, 49th Sitges Film Festival, and the 71st Minichi Film Awards. You guys are really giving me the doozy one to read. And was nominated for Best Animation of the Year at the 40th Japan Academy Prize. As of 2021, a live-action American remake by Paramount Pictures is in development, and we will talk about that more later.
Alrighty, people. We're here with all the main
right,
attraction.
you stay on
We're here with
task
the main
this time.
attraction. All right, the themes. Let's talk about the themes here. The themes. Fate. You guys heard about Fate? It's those girls from those ladies from Hercules. They get the string and they get the scissors.
The muses.
The muses.
Yeah.
Now there are fates
No,
in
those aren't
Hercules
those
too.
are not the
They
muses.
cut
The
fates,
muses
they
are
cut the strings.
the girls who sing and dance, and they're on the pottery.
The fates
The
are the
fates
ones
cut
whose
the string.
Yeah, they got the
their
eyeball.
eyeball like pops out. Yeah.
I mean, everybody loves an eyeball. Preservation of culture and traditions, essence of youth, springtime of youth, coming of age, and Huey Lewis and The Power of Love.
That was a joke. Get it? Because the power of love unites people in
Well,
this.
that's news to
Huey
me.
Lewis. Got it. That's the power of love. Audio. Can you just put enough of that song in for us to not get copyright strike?
No. I have
Like,
another
a
song he's
second?
gonna put in. I already asked him about it.
No, in that specific point, I need him to just
No,
put
no,
like
you gotta wait till you hear my
part
full-on
of
description
it.
of this film.
For our listeners, he who we're talking about is our overlord.
He's
Dan.
not my
Yes.
overlord. Only Balder is my overlord. He's a good boy.
Keep going.
You guys keep getting me off track. I'm not going to be able to keep going. Someone just clicked right underneath it, and I just saw their name. Scarlett, get out of here. Get out of here. Who may like to stop it? If you like anime, I would hope so. If you like, fantasy and love stories. Where to get it? Where is it streaming, viable, and able to be interacted with? You can find this film wherever you purchase physical movies, like I did at Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland. Or actually, Third Eye Games in Annapolis, Maryland. You can rent it on Amazon Prime, YouTube, and Apple TV.
As far as I know, when I was looking this up, I could not find if it was streaming anywhere.
It unfortunately is. It used to be streaming on like Funimation, but not any longer.
I only
with the
found it
whole
on
merger,
like to rent
probably has.
and stuff.
It was streaming the first time I watched it last summer. So it was streaming at one point. It's not right now.
Right.
So when I went to rewatch it today, I actually ended up buying it because I'm just
have
going to
it on
rewatch it. I've watched it so many times already. Oh, look at you. Does it come with special features?
Yes.
Behind the scenes
I got
extras.
2 discs of it. I got the DVD and the
wow.
Blu-ray.
Oh,
Yeah, I
2
got the
discs.
2
Is
of
it dubbed and subbed? Is that why there's
No.
2?
I think you can just change
No.
that. You just change that in the menus.
The second, the one is a DVD, and then the other one is a Blu-ray DVD.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it. Yeah, I couldn't find that was streaming. I think as of right now, you have to purchase it or rent it. I know you can rent it on YouTube, Apple TV, and Amazon, but I couldn't find anywhere that was just like streaming. So if you do want to watch this, you kind of have to pay a little bit of money. I think that it was only like $2.99, $3.99, so it's not expensive. That you can rent it to check it out.
It is very highly worth watching.
It really is.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
It's great. But we're going to encourage you to go check it out. Go watch the film. If this sounds like, your cup of tea, go check it out. We're going to do a quick break. After you check it out, come back and finish listening to the episode. We're going to talk about some discussions, so spoilers ahead. And we'll see you after the break. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you got to watch Your Name and you actually enjoyed it, or maybe you didn't enjoy it. Maybe it wasn't your cup of tea, but we are here to
Those
discuss
people
it.
aren't real.
Okay.
Everyone
Yeah,
loved
they
it.
don't exist.
Okay, so this movie is okay. Take the concept of Small Town Girl by Journey. Put a little bit of Freaky Friday in there, Groundhog Day, and then any disaster movie like Armageddon. That's the plot of this film.
That was actually a good,
Yeah. Yeah, it's not wrong.
that was actually
it's
right.
Not wrong.
No, that was right.
But now you're cursed with that knowledge.
Yeah.
Now
is
you're
those
gonna look
things.
at Mitsuha and you're gonna be like, Bill Murray.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. Bill Murray is the small town girl.
Did you say small town girl as like your name?
I want to talk about it, okay? We don't have to talk about it right away.
No. We gotta talk about that right away.
Right now.
I mean, it does happen very early in the beginning.
It does. Throughout the
It
film.
does.
Oh
I
my
mean-
God. Consistently.
So I'm gonna add another thing in there because that reminds me of it. If anyone has ever seen, I haven't read it yet. I've just seen the panel from Chainsaw Man, and he just wants to touch boobs.
Yeah.
That is what we're gonna talk about for like 5 minutes. Is at the beginning of the movie. There is
you're
a
gonna
lot
get me
of
started
touching
on
boobs.
Chainsaw Man.
Yes.
That's gonna be a future episode, Jake.
I'm already gonna talk. I will never not talk about Chainsaw Man. I'm gonna be on the episode, and I'm gonna talk about Chainsaw Man. Then I've already started my third
boobs.
reread of part 1.
Boobs. What another Stranger Things out there? I love boobies. You love boobies. Like we both love boobies. Like it's
Whoa!
Boobies.
You forgot one part of it. The
Which one?
other girl likes boobies too.
Yeah. She likes boobies. She paused at like that specific point in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. We all know the part she's talking about.
Boobies.
Boobies. Okay.
Okay, so in your name specifically,
Yes.
Taki
Whenever
is in Mitsuha's body.
Fridays.
Whenever the
Yeah.
whenever the Freaky Friday bit happens, he's a dude. He's a high school dude. What else are you gonna do if you're in a female body?
That is like you're inside that body and you're like, I am now the opposite sex. I am now at what?
Boobs.
Yeah.
I look
it's-
down
my
and there's Bahana Gahoos underneath of me.
My favorite version of that is the one where it's like the last time he's in her body and he's
He's
crying into it.
fucking
Yeah.
sobbing.
Yes. Oh my
A sobbing mess. And he's like, I shouldn't do it for
I
her
love
sake.
it.
I shouldn't do it.
I love this movie. It's so
Was
good.
it like her sister walks in
Yeah.
and he's just
Yes,
like mid
every
like
time.
touching.
Yes.
Every time the sister's there. That poor child.
And then one time,
poor
I think it's in
child
the middle
got-
of the movie.
got hit by a comet.
He's doing it, and it's just like he's just blank staring at her,
And just still squeezing.
and just still squeezing.
And yet still this film is so highly thought of.
Yeah.
Starting off strong.
Yeah. Great movie. Lots of boob touching.
Oops.
All right,
Spit
so
sake?
let's talk about the opening a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
now
the spit
we'll
sake.
bounce around.
We'll come to that.
Yeah, here, we'll write it down. That's good to go with the dance stuff.
Yes.
All right, so why is that in capitals?
Because you had
All
touching
right,
boobies
so
in capitals.
yeah. Oh,
We know where Ashley's head's at.
I don't know how to turn this off.
Are you good?
What time is it?
6:09.
Nice.
Okay, hold in. No, I mean, what marker are we at with the? What time is it on the recording?
19 minutes. 19
Okay,
minutes and
and
13 seconds.
Okay, 1913. All right, and then we'll start it back up. Give me a time now. I don't actually know how to-
1922.
Okay. All right, let's go. So, in the opening, some people find it confusing. Are we not? Are we?
Yeah,
on?
we're on.
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
on?
Okay.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Do you want to talk about
okay.
why it's confusing? Or is it because
Very
it's...
good.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
When you guys brought up the fact that you thought it was confusing, I've never found this movie confusing.
No,
so
it kind of just, like, towards the
mean-
end of the...
It throws you in the deep end
Yeah, but it
real
also
quick.
kind
yeah.
of retroactively changes that opening towards the end of the film because it doesn't... It makes it seem like their timelines aren't meeting up when they're changing bodies because it makes it seem
Right.
like
Yeah.
she's already going to be dead by the time that he starts switching bodies for her. I didn't...
Yeah.
That and the... When they start forgetting each other's names, I didn't... I was like, okay.
I mean, yeah. Well, like when they first start switching bodies, I mean, technically speaking, spoiler, Mitsuha is dead.
Yeah.
Like in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like, well, I guess. I mean, yeah,
It
that is
seemed,
a little
it seemed
confusing
unnecessary.
when, like,
That
near
part
the end.
seems unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't add anything. It doesn't really subtract anything. It's just kind of there. Kind of like the, oh, I forgot who you are thing. But then again, that just adds
Right.
the tension of like, oh, we found each other as adults. And you like, it's kind of like the concept of, oh yeah, you're not going to marry your high school sweetheart and all that jazz type thing. Like,
I feel like as a Western audience, a lot of times we expect films to hold our hand.
Yeah.
And we get beaten over the head a lot of the time with what is actually happening.
Yeah.
And they don't trust us to make any sort of judgment on it. And I do think that this film specifically is like one of the best examples I can find of them just like diving in and just expecting you to follow along and understand like what the narrative is going to be.
I mean, along that note, I showed this to my friend like a few months back, and we were watching it with our significant others, and they had never watched it before. And since it not being a Western film or anything like that, the very ending, they're expecting, oh, they should kiss, or like they should finally be together.
yeah, they don't need that.
It's what's your name, and then credits roll, and
Yep.
and they were like, what's going on? They're not gonna kiss, and I'm like, no, it's just
it's not about the same things that we would expect.
That's also
Yeah.
got a lot of
Yeah.
more, I guess it's more weight in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that like when I watched the film, I don't think it was that confusing, the opening, like 'cause, like maybe a little at first, but like I kind of just went with it cuz like I was asking Gunnar, I was like, "Hey, like what's happening?" He was like, just watch. And I was like, okay. I start crying at parts. I'm like, why are you making me watch this? He's like, just wait. And I'm like, why? And then at the end, it's like, I really like that. I think if they would have ran up to each other and like kissed and stuff, like as much as like my like sob heart wanted that, like, but also I feel like if they had done that, it would have lost its impact. Like there was so much weight behind like that last part and then cutting to credits. Like there's so much power behind that, because then it's also left up to the audience to interpret and think what happens. Like you can make it up in your mind, like what happens next. And sometimes I like that. I like when directors allow for the audience to take away what they want and interpret.
Yeah. I actually don't think I recognized that I was confused at the beginning until the second time I watched it, when then I was like, oh wait, all this stuff that I thought was linear actually isn't linear.
Yeah.
Like in the opening, it cuts right from a scene of Taki being in Mitsuha's body to then right into a scene, like it's the morning still, and then Mitsuha looks like she walks into breakfast with her grandmother and sister, and I'm still thinking she's Taki. And the first time I watched it, I thought it was Taki, and I really didn't grasp yet that it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then it very clearly became evident the second time. I was like, oh, I just wasn't even paying attention or recognizing it. This is a movie you could definitely watch like multiple times and find things that you didn't see the first time.
Oh, 100%.
I think it's really cool, the back and forth. Like, I like seeing that, like, the past, the present, and it kind of going back and forth. And, like, you're seeing... Because, like, like you said, I think as a Western audience, we get so used to linear, like, storytelling.
Yeah.
And, again, that kind of, like, just guides you along.
Right.
Yeah, think about when The Witcher came, like the first season of The Witcher came out like a couple years ago, and everybody was like losing their mind because the three storylines were not happening at the same time.
Yep.
And I think I think about that because people here, I just don't think they're used to it.
Yeah.
And the
We are from America. We have tiny brains.
Can you tell?
Small brains.
Small, small, smooth brain.
I don't. I got a big brain. Big brain energy, everybody. I also
brain.
looked up that one thing about the Garden of Words character and Your Name being the teacher.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just glad she's happy after the Garden of Words.
Oh, same.
I was so worried about
What character?
It's the
Is it the teacher?
The teacher in Your Name is another character from Shinkai's films.
so I
the
guess
one that talks about golden hour and
Yeah.
everything.
so
Yeah,
she,
magic
so
hour.
she clearly moved away.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Although she did not pick a great place to move.
Oh shit! No, she
So,
doesn't have
I
a happy
haven't-
ending. She dies. Oh no! First, she gets bullied by a bunch of students. Has to change schools to be a teacher at a different goddamn school after befriending a kid who really likes shoes. Man, you guys should watch
And then she
the Garden
goes
of
and
Words.
moves to a place with a natural disaster.
Yep. I mean,
She is having a rough life.
so happens you have a teenager fall in love with you.
All right, so the end. I mean, the opening definitely could be confusing, but also go into it with an open mind because there's plenty of things to.
I feel like the opening and like the entirety of the movie, like if you're just like going into it like completely blind, it can be slightly confusing. But like
Yeah,
after the first 20 or so minutes, you'll probably be like,
it does make sense.
It becomes very obvious when they swap bodies.
Yeah.
Because like
their
their
personalities
personalities
are.
change, and like Mitsuha's hair is different. Like instead of like being all nice, it's just up in a like plain ponytail. And yeah. Also like the transitions in this film are so good, especially when they're like accompanied with like the music in this film.
Yeah.
It's
Even I will say, like, just enjoying anime films in general, like they tend to put a focus on things that like we would never prioritize
Right.
in filmmaking, especially in the opening when you see like just people walking, like the things that they choose to animate, like a sink full of dishes, like they're just beautiful little vignettes of life that make the animation and the film feel more real.
Yeah.
But it's never something that I'm used to seeing. Like it always sticks out to me in anime films because it's just not something we really do a lot.
yeah, it's
On
uncommon.
that
here.
concept, you would love
Yeah.
the Flavors of Youth anthology. The Flavors
what?
of Youth anthology from the same.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm definitely gonna watch that.
It's super big on that.
I already like food documentary things anyway, so I will definitely be watching this. All right, so well, we did talk about the opening, and something that goes hand in hand with this film in general is just the music.
Yes.
I mean, it is incredible. It really sets
Real
the tone for the whole
bangers.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know,
yes.
bangers like that meteor hitting the town.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I want you to know
Well,
I
I will
laughed
say-
during Grave of the Fireflies, so I'm
That's a choice.
wow.
Okay.
You've just gone on record as saying that on the
hold
podcast.
on. I
Yes.
want to explain why I laughed at that. I found out beforehand.
You laughed at the entire movie or just a specific part
no,
of
the
the
whole
movie?
knowing what the director's intent was. The director's intent was, yeah, these kids had that coming because they didn't listen to adults. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
like
rough.
the director was like fully serious, like this is what happens if you don't listen to your parents, kids.
That's
Yeah,
big yikes.
This is what happens.
That's a sad movie.
it is a sad
Lose
movie.
your
Sad
family.
movie.
You
Also,
have
it's
to live in
it's
a
based
hut.
on a semi-autobiographical poem.
God.
I
Very
doubt
sad.
that guy was like thinking, "Oh yeah, I should have listened to the adults in my life. Me and my sister would have survived."
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Well, the music in Your Name is very peppy.
It is.
makes
It's
me happy.
It is.
it's incredibly good. And not only did the band Radwimps do like the vocal,
Yes,
like,
Radwimps.
just the normal like intro, outro, like anything that with vocals in it, they did the entire soundtrack, including
That's
like
incredible.
instrumentals, like little violin bits, like electronic bits. Like the entire thing is just like 5 dudes.
Yeah, those are some pretty
That's
rad
awesome.
wimps.
Yes. and
I've
they-
only seen this movie once, so I can't contribute as much to this part of the conversation, but I can make jokes.
I will say specifically, like, the moments where they're trying to save the town and, like, the music and the song that's scored over top of it are
Yes.
just, like, I mean, it just makes me cry. It fills you, you swell with emotion. It's so well done.
Yes, especially when Mitsuha's just running and
Yes!
the song is called Sparkle, and like
Such a good
when
song.
she falls and like it's his
By the way, that fall.
like Yoji's voice comes in when he sings. It's just every time, including last night when I rewatched this for the podcast. Given that this was my 30-something time watching it, I still teared up. I still cried.
Oh, I know. I cried today. And when I
It's
rewatched
so
it, I
good.
cried. Yeah.
I cried
Oh,
a
that
lot
tumble-
during that movie.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's the whole bit from, like, I don't know, when they're on top of the crater,
the crater, yep.
world, I'm just like, like crying so bad.
As soon as Mitsuha's about to write her name down and then just disappears,
Yeah.
from then
yeah.
on, I'm a mess.
And then I'm like, Taki, you dummy, you didn't write your name.
Yeah.
Man, you're a almost a full grown man writing "I love you" on a teenager's hand.
I know. I was sitting with Gunnar watching this. I was like, don't write "I love you." Stop doing that. Write your name. You're so stupid. Like, write the point. Like, then you can tell them in person.
Oh, he's a romantic. You know
God,
what?
I
He's
hated that.
literally somewhat dating a girl from 3 years ago.
And
so
He has
thinks that
full
he can
opportunity
happen.
to
Yeah.
bang that older woman.
Oh my god.
Oh, Miss Okash, what's her name? Miss,
the
what, his,
waitress,
like, coworker?
his coworker, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
She still
Yeah.
100% loved him at that point.
I don't know. She waves goodbye at the end and she's got a wedding ring on. They
Yeah.
did that on purpose.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Very intentional.
So things
Yes.
are nice and they were fine with each other. Things
Yeah.
are good.
Okudera, that's her name. Miss Okudera.
Okudera, there
Yeah.
we go. Yep. I was like, something
That's
like that.
Miss Okudera to you.
I like side characters. I like I cannot remember their names. Mitsuha's friends.
Oh, Tashi and what was her name? Hold on.
I'm glad that those are the two we see first.
Yeah.
Tashi's
I
like
love Tashi
like
specifically,
like
like-
Bonehead. I love him.
Yeah.
And they're getting married. It's
Yes,
so
I know.
sweet.
We get a little vignette of them at the end in
Yeah.
a and they're in a cafe.
Yeah,
I was like, they always wanted to go to a cafe.
I'm going on a diet.
I love this
start
movie.
tomorrow.
It fills me with like it makes me so happy, but it's also a very emotional.
Yeah,
sad
I think the music with all of that, it just adds to the impact. Those scenes, and it's can get heavy.
like every single track, because just for anyone listening at home, you can listen to the entire soundtrack on Spotify. It's all there. But like every single track on the soundtrack is just beautifully scored and perfectly like encapsulates what is happening in each scene.
It's great.
It's great.
The animation, I think a lot of it it's just vivid and fluid, and there's some scenes with food, and I am a sucker for anime food. It looks so much better
Oh my god!
than what I could ever hope to have in real
The
life.
croquette egg sandwich that that Taki's friends make for him.
All right. Basically, a few things that I love of this movie goes hand in hand with animation because the animation style is beautiful, but the food. I am a sucker
Yes.
for anime food.
Yes.
Anime food will always look better than actual food.
It does.
That is not a lie. That is a fact. And if you ever watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and want that
Teenage
pizza,
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
like you want that cheese pizza? Yes, you do, because that cheese always looks better than the actual cheese on a pizza.
It is. It's so melty.
It's so melty.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
like Goofy movie, The Leaning Tower of Cheese.
Oh, yes.
Always wanted that cheese. Like animated food will always be better than actual food. It will always look more appealing than actual food. And I love food. I
for
love
sure.
food.
Sure. I mean, it's probably appealing looking, but like it probably tastes bad. I mean, you guys tasted paper?
Oh my god.
Have I tasted paper?
Have you tasted paper?
Or have you
Yeah.
licked a computer screen where they digitize it?
Haven't you ever had those like candy dots?
Oh,
They come
yeah.
like you eat paper with those regardless, whether you want to or
for
not.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you've ever had a Starburst,
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
hold
it's got
on,
the
hold
little
on, hold on, hold on.
melty and
Tell
then
me
it
that-
holds
you
the
tell
paper.
me-
Yeah.
you tell me that you've never ate a Starburst with a little bit of that paper
No.
on there. You've gotten most of it off, and you're like,
I've ate Starburst with the entire paper.
You just
I
went for it.
wouldn't. Just
Why
I
am I
mean-
the normal one here?
It's too hard. Sometimes it's hard to get off. So I'm just like, I want strawberry.
No,
I'm
I
gonna
will
eat
dig out as
strawberry.
much of the actual thing as possible to get off that paper.
What
It's
world
only
am
you
gonna-
I?
try it.
Well,
but-
It'll only.
Do you know why?
maybe
Because-
cause cancer.
I only like the best of the best food. It
Yeah.
says notorious picky eater.
Notorious picky eater. Yes, I can vouch for that.
But yes, the food in this movie looks absolutely delectable. Like like the whole meme is like everything from like Studio Ghibli is just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, I want to eat everything.
Yeah.
This
Even
movie is the
Totoro?
same. Like
Why would you want to eat him? So nice.
I'm going to cook up Ponyo.
Speaking of the
pan fried.
food in this, Scarlett actually made, which you can find on our website, did a cooking
Yes.
tutorial on how you make the egg croquet sandwich in this film.
Yes.
Yes.
Making
Croquet
the
egg
croquet egg sandwich was fun. It tasted delicious.
It
It's good.
amazing.
It's good.
And a nice
It
symbol of
is good.
friendship.
Yes, it is. Here, have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, food, anime food. I want it. It's better than what I could ever hope to actually make in real life. So next thing that we wanted to touch on was there is a dance in there. Gunnar, would you like to talk about the dance? Because you're the one that told me all about that dance.
Yes, I would love to. I have notes. Let me get to my notes. Okay. There we go. So, like around like I want to say like 15-ish minutes into the movie, it's before like Zen Zen's the like super hard hitting rock song comes on. Basically, Yotsuha, Mitsuha's sister, and Mitsuha have this shrine to the gods that they perform at and do stuff at. And they're performing this dance, which consists of them dancing and shaking bells. And these bells represent two bodies dancing in harmony. One of them splits off, and if you notice, they both have like red tails attached to the bell things. This is basically telling the entire story of the comet that you see later on in the film, and it crashing down and splitting apart from the comet and the meteor or meteorite crashing into Mitsuha's town.
Yeah, because
It tells you the future, but it also tells you the past.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really well done.
Okay,
and
everybody,
the fact
here's
that
the thing. You got to be careful how you dance. Also, I want everybody to know I have a little tiny Tetsaiga that's very sharp, apparently. I just cut a bunch of erasers in half.
Yeah, I actually noticed that as well. Maybe I didn't recognize that it was being told the story all the way through.
Yeah.
But I do think it's something I wish was explored almost a little bit more is like Mitsuha's family and how they there's like this through line in the film that like where they live, clearly a meteor, which I don't think they call it a meteor. They say like something happened, and they don't know why, because there was a fire or something. All the papers or the written down history is gone as to like why they worship these gods or they do these dances. They don't know why, but they keep doing it because they're supposed to. And there's almost this part in the film where the grandmother says like, I had dreams too, talking about like Mitsuha and Taki like switching bodies. So I wish that was almost explored a little bit more. I would have loved more information on that. I thought that was a really cool point in the film. Prequel. Yeah.
I liked Grandma.
Yeah. The dad sucked
ass. The whole
dad was stupid. I didn't like the dad.
Yeah, the dad was like a priest at one point, and then wasn't anymore.
Was a jerk.
He was a Shinto priest, and then he became a mayor.
Yeah, mayor.
Mayor. Who wants to be a mayor?
Hanging out with the union. I mean, that's not bad, but like, I mean, pro union over here.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
But like the whole like natural disaster thing was actually influenced. Like Shinkai got the influence from the earthquake that hit Japan back in 2011.
Yeah.
And like it was just devastating.
Yeah.
And that's what got him to start writing about like starting this story in the first place, was like just a natural disaster.
It's very effectively told. I mean, the meteor alone is like visually stunning. And then when we can talk about the animation at multiple points, but that alone, like when it's going overhead, I could rewatch that part over and over again because it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised when Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis didn't come out. Stop it.
Oh my God.
We really did bring you for the jokes.
I like I said, this was a very good movie. I watched it once. I don't have all of the context that you three have.
That's fine. Yeah, you're learning along.
I am here to be the jokes. I'll be a lot more insightful when it's Chainsaw Man. And Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball. Because we're doing that one too.
I've never seen an episode of Dragon Ball Z. So I will listen to your episode, figure out more on that.
Real quick, just about the animation, the dance, before I forget. I think, Gunnar, you had told me that the animators actually watched traditional dancers like that perform this way as they were animating it because they actually wanted the choreography to like tell the story and to make sense. So like that little detail to me is like fascinating and what animators can do. And
like
will
the
do.
choreography, like the dance choreography that for that scene is like incredibly accurate.
And it's very fluid, like the animation style. And it's, I mean, in multiple parts, like when she's running, dancing specifically, like I'm always amazed at what they can do with animation.
Especially 2D.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And with the dance that they do, they perform like the sake, right?
The Kichikame sake.
Which is they
spit sake.
Yeah,
spit sake.
Yeah, so they chew up the rice and then
they chew up the rice and you spit it out, mixes with the saliva, and then you ferments and it becomes alcohols.
I loved that her I guess they weren't really her friends, but her school friends, they were not so into that. They thought it was gross. I was like, you live in the town. Are you supposed to know about this?
Yeah. Uncultured.
Yeah, right?
Uncultured swine.
I think they continue, like, they do that. That's, like, one of their things that Mitsuha and her sister do. And I think that ties in really well with, like, the theme. One of the themes is, like, that preservation of, like, cultural traditions.
Yeah.
Because, again, Mitsuha comes from this countryside, which is, in the countryside. It's not in the city. It's kind of
very
away.
steeped in tradition.
even though it's still in modern times, there's still like deep traditions there, and I think that was really cool to see. That even her classmates are kind of rejecting it and don't enjoy it, and Mitsuha is still like doing that because it's part of her tradition and her family. So I thought that was really well done.
Yeah, even like the moments where she's sitting with her grandmother and they're doing the is it like the weaving, the rope making? Really beautifully done. And I don't know, I just feel like a lot of times when I watch anime movies, like they give like very interesting moments, like give you time to breathe in the story. That I feel like we're always so concerned about pacing in films, and we never take a moment to just sit. She's like doing a work of art, and they just let the camera focus on that and not necessarily their faces talking and imparting whatever's happening in that scene. And I just really love that about this movie.
Another add-on about like the rope weaving and everything, it's called Kumihimo. When I first watched this movie, I got really into it.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you get like a weave thing? Like, is it a loom?
You can get like a styrofoam, like a foam like thing on Amazon to make like circular ones or flat ones.
Yeah.
And I made a bunch, and it was really fun.
That's awesome. See, it's giving you a hobby too.
Yeah.
Love that. I thought actually her weaving tied in really well with the fact that like they utilized the red string of fate throughout this a lot of time too, which is a visual folklore thing that's utilized in quite a few different pieces of like. Is it like a Japanese?
I think it's Korean.
Korean? Okay, yeah.
I'm looking it up now.
Okay, yeah, because I've seen it in multiple different forms of media, be it comics or movies. Chinese? Okay. Yeah, I've seen it in a bunch of different things, so I wasn't sure if it originated in like one place in particular, but I did think that the way they thematically used it, with the hair tie that she kind of, or the little bracelet that she gave Tashi, and is his name Tashi? Why am I having
Taki?
Taki. I'm like having melting my brain.
Like on the subway.
Yeah, on the subway, and then like the part when they finally like see each other again at like the magic hour, they utilize the string around them a lot. I don't know. I just really love the visual of that.
Yeah, and the whole speech that the grandma makes about like time. And a union. Like
that, I really
now and then.
Yeah, and I really picked up on that this viewing for some reason. Like, I mean, I've seen the movie like 6 times within the past like year and a half, and I thought it was weird that today, I think because I wasn't watching it while doing other things, I was just sitting there, and I really took that part in. I'm like, wow, there are so many moments where they're talking so broadly about the themes or like the nature of like what the film's about, and if you're not really listening, like those things could blow over for you, but you'd still enjoy the film. Like you're still enjoying the film whether you take those moments in or not.
Yeah, I mean, like on that, like the whole like connection and everything, like when Taki goes into the cave and trips and the cave drawings and like that entire scene, the sequence from like the egg splitting apart.
Oh, you mean when he accidentally cracks his head open and the rest of it is just they're
where
the rest of the movie is not happening. They're both dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, I mean that's like an actual theory.
Yeah. No, that's the obvious theory.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was great.
I think
that scene is so beautifully drawn.
Yeah, I really like the way that they kind of like mix in the two different time periods and like weaving back in between the two. I thought it would be more confusing than it actually is. Like as you get later into the film, like it's really not confusing.
Yeah.
I wish I had a little bit more, and maybe this is just there is an explanation and I haven't gotten it yet from watching it. But I always wondered why Mitsuha cut her hair. Like, I was like, was there a reason behind it, or she just going for something new?
Honestly, I think maybe she was just depressed.
Yeah.
She was sad. She was sad that she couldn't talk to Taki anymore or anything like that.
It's the
That's
equivalent
sad.
of like girls getting bangs.
Yeah,
we
so
just
true.
have that moment. Like it's like let's just do
cut
this.
her hair. Yeah.
Yep, let's just do it. And you know,
Well, I mean,
she just.
I mean, her friends are like, "Is it because of a boy?" And the girl's just like, "Well, what if she just wanted to cut her hair?"
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah,
"What if it's both?
yeah.
Maybe it's
Swift
Maybelline.
change.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline."
Maybe she's born with it. This the movie in general, it just has so many emotional pieces. I cried like several times throughout the movie because it's like a roller coaster. It's like you think things are going well, and then something happens and you cry, and then it starts to level out a bit, and then something else happens, and then you cry again, and at the end I cried, even though it's a good cry, but it was like so emotional.
What's your name?
When she takes that tumble down the street, I was like, she broke her neck. Like,
Yeah, she ate shit.
Oh yeah, I legitimately thought she was dead.
I mean,
Because
It's
like,
like-
it
hold
was,
on.
it
Either
was-
way, she
like,
was gonna be dead.
That's such a. That's
I mean,
true.
Like in hindsight,
Very aggressive fall.
It wasn't that bad of a fall, but the way that they animated
Yeah.
it and like the sound of like her hitting the boom,
Pavement. I know.
like
it's-
the pavement.
It's like the equivalent of like, have you ever seen like that clip from the anime? I don't know what anime it is, but it's like the girl is all happy-go-lucky and she's like, "I'll see you later." And she runs out of her house and then immediately gets hit by a bus.
Like,
That's called an isekai.
Have you
Yes.
seen that? And it's so often. It happens so often. And you're like, what is up with these schoolgirls not watching where they're going?
Well, I mean, that happens everywhere. I mean, imagine being like in an anime set in London. I mean, you're gonna hit with a double decker.
Yeah.
Get him the double decker.
I mean, that's the end of Mean
God.
Girls. She gets hit by the bus too.
That's Ethan's life, you know.
Yeah.
So, in general, what do we think about the characters in Taki and Mitsuha and their relationship?
Taki's a little perv.
Boobies.
It's touching his boobs.
Boobies.
But outside of that, he seems really nice.
yeah,
Like I said, he got the chance. He was getting
I mean,
the
the
chance to
fact
bang
that,
an
like-
older woman, and he said no. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
So, no, my heart belongs to somebody else.
Yep.
I mean, like the fact that like he like travels all the way out into like the boonies
Yeah.
just to find this girl,
And he
that,
doesn't
like,
know why. Just
He
can't-
doesn't know
well,
why.
yeah, no, he knows why, and then he
only-
forgets.
Yeah.
The only time he's ever seen her or met her has never been like, as far as he knows, has never been face to face. It's just been when they do the Lindsay Lohan bit,
Freaky Friday.
like, and then once he figures out, oh, she's dead, he's still adamant about finding her, trying to like save her somehow,
Yeah.
and like that's just like. That's
I mean,
heart
as soon
wrenching.
as he sees that she's officially listed as dead, that's when
Yeah.
he starts forgetting her, and then he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'll find her. Ooh,
yeah.
Yeah, and a similar thing happened when he was like, "No, I have all of her notes," and then they just start like
They
disappearing.
just disappearing off of his phone.
Oh,
yeah.
Scarlett, that part reminds me of when we played that video game.
Doki Doki Literature
Yes.
Club.
DDLC. Oh my god.
And it
And
starts
then it all just,
messing
like,
with
I
your
know.
mind.
I was like,
You're like, wait a minute. Yeah.
I'm gonna do
Looks
that
so
to Dan
familiar.
one day."
go for it.
Start deleting everything. I think like that and him going and like doing the ritual at the shrine to like get her
Yeah.
back and like to try to reach out and talk. It's oh god.
The only issue I have with this movie, the only one, is when he sees her name in that book. Why didn't you take a picture of it?
I know. There are moments.
Why didn't you just like...
There are moments
hold
in
on.
the
He didn't
film where you just
realize-
have to suspend disbelief because it doesn't follow its own.
Well, he doesn't forget her name until after he sees her name in the book.
Yeah, but there are times where it really doesn't
He could've
follow its
written it
own.
down.
He could have
No,
written
but
it
he
down.
He doesn't need to. Like, at that moment in time,
Well,
he
he
thought he was
remembers.
going to
Yeah.
remember it.
That's true.
So there's no necessity for him to be like, oh, let me copy this down so I don't forget it.
the photo
doesn't
might
know
have
he's gonna
deleted
forget.
itself,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah.
Or it might have been blank. I don't know,
Dang.
but it might have.
Dang.
I think Mitsuha, I think she's good girl, best girl.
Yeah, I
She
like
is
Mitsuha.
best girl.
Adorable.
Yeah.
I
She
love
is
her.
so sweet.
Yep.
So sweet.
Uh,
Tries to fucking save her town.
Yep.
And is like doing this all with her and her two friends.
And
they're
then
like,
her
hey, there's
bitch of a
meeting-
dad
Oh, her dad's the
Doesn't
worst.
do
comes
shit.
out.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
She's like, go back home.
can you do one good thing?
Yeah.
Can you please?
I'm
please
sorry,
do
I
one
can't
good thing?
address her as best girl because there's only one best girl, and that's Power from Chainsaw Man.
This
Gunner
is not
knows.
your
Haven't
Chainsaw Man
watched.
episode.
Gunner
This
knows.
is not Chainsaw Hand.
No, best girl is obviously Misato from Evangelion.
Oh no.
If we're talking about actual best girls, I mean,
Okay, well,
No
we need
contest.
to stop talking about best girls and best boys because
We didn't talk
that
about
would
best
be,
boys.
I'm trying to do a segue because guess what? That's going to be an episode for a YouTube video for Gate Crashers for Anime August. So if you want to see us talk about
You heard it
best
here,
boys and best
folks.
girls, you heard it here
wow.
first. Be
shameless
ready.
plug up in here.
We're gonna do some tier lists, so get ready.
Well, I mean, if Power's not number one, then I don't believe in it. If Kobeni's not number two, I don't believe in it.
Okay, well, good.
Maybe you can do your own list.
You can do your own list.
Oh, I will.
This has to be a democratically elected list. We have to vote on it. We have to the people doing the video have to split hairs. You have to
I'm
compromise.
the anime editor. I can just edit it all.
No.
It's in my power. I helped start this goddamn company. No, I'm kidding. I don't really care. Just kidding. Power is best girl. What were we talking about?
The characters.
We're talking about
I really like the
Mitsuha.
grandma.
I like her. Grandma was cool.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
she's
dreaming,
like-
honey.
Yeah, you're dreaming.
You're not Mitsuha.
I love these dubbed movies because the accents that they just randomly give some people, regional accents, always make
Yeah.
me laugh. You could just be like, why does that man have a little bit of a southern accent?
Yeah. It's like, oh, countryside. Oh, that makes sense. Let's make them southern.
Her one friend would drop off the end of words, what you doing?
What you doing?
But intentionally,
Intentionally.
yeah.
I think that their relationship, Mitsuha and Taki, I love it. It's a relationship tied together by fate.
Yep.
And it's beautiful. And I love it.
Yeah, it feels bigger than whatever kiss would have just pleased
Yeah,
people at the
it's
end.
Yeah.
It's not about the kiss.
It's not about the kiss.
No.
It's about the journey.
I mean, technically speaking, their
small town
relationship
girl.
transcends time and space, okay?
So true.
It does. It does transcend
How
time and
old
space.
are they? Is there a 3-year age difference between them? Where I'm very confused about their ages.
I think, I'm pretty sure Mitsuha's slightly older
Yeah.
than Taki, but I think they're 14 and 16.
Well, hold on. I think at one point she's
In-
14 forever.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
true.
Well, no, she gets older.
In one timeline, she is 14 forever because she died.
Yes.
In a different timeline, she's alive.
Yeah, remember.
She's
Yeah, I
alive
think-
and well.
I think
living
it's-
in the city.
I think it's 13 and 14 in 2013, and then 2016 when you have older Taki in high school
Yeah.
with dead Mitsuha.
Yeah.
I think he's 16.
Oh,
And then by the end, they're probably what, like in their
I thought
20s,
Well, because
Mid-
it's
20
8 years.
yeah, it's 8
it's
years.
8 years after
mid 20s.
yeah, but it's 8 years after the comet,
Yeah,
so
but he's-
really
yes.
it's 5 years after
But
for Taki.
I don't believe it because he's
Yeah.
still got the same haircut.
He did. He just had a suit.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine 8
The
years,
same haircut.
like
Same
going,
haircut.
like you
But
you had a connection to somebody, and then you forget, and then it kind of fades, and then 8
You
years,
see them
and
on a
then
train.
Yeah.
and then you go after, and you're like, I know that person somehow.
So good.
You feel it. You feel it. You
Because she took a
don't.
midnight train going anywhere?
Oh my god! Just a small town girl.
Living in a lonely world. He's a city boy. I told you.
Born and raised,
Born
in,
and
South,
raised in South Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Oh my god!
Now, the only way to make this movie better is if it wasn't Freaky Friday, but Herbie fully loaded.
I thought you said full of Furbies. Just like, that's nightmare,
Taki,
nightmare fuel.
Taki is a VW bug.
Furby fully loaded.
So before we kind of start to close out, I think we need to address the elephant in the room, the Western adaptation.
Don't do it.
Don't get me started.
This kid
please.
has styled hair like a normal kid, not just bowl cut.
I will say that as far as we know, it's still happening. The last notification was when they were switching directors, I think from a year ago, or over maybe I think it was about a year ago on Deadline. So that's a reputable entertainment site to get information, but not a lot of information coming out about it so recent. But if they're still doing it,
Good, let's hope it never
If
exists.
they're still doing it, we're very mad about it. It's sure to be messed up.
Because, there is a record of not good anything adaptations, whether it be video game
Yeah.
or anime or just cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
think about the MCU. What a
Which,
snore.
you know what? Which here's the thing. I never understood that. I never understood how if a film, an adaptation, whether it be of a game or of an anime or something, you've got the material there.
You have the source
Yeah.
material right there.
How do you fuck it up? Just stick to the material.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot.
Well,
time. There's also just run times and all that jazz.
they want to be artistic.
They want a little changes here and there, so it's different.
I think the 1990s Super Mario director specifically was just I'm not gonna make it anything like the game.
Yeah.
I want to do my own thing, and so they
And then they handed them a lot of alcohol.
and then you got a bunch of Resident Evil movies that
the
turned
only
out to
good
be
Resident Evil movies are the ones that are 3D CG.
I don't know what you're talking about. Welcome to Raccoon City
I will
was
go to
awesome.
bat for Welcome to Raccoon
was
City
terrible,
because I
but it was
actually really
awesome.
loved that movie.
It was awful.
Oh no, but
I
it was
loved it.
great. It was.
It was funny.
No, it was dog trash. It was dog trash, Gunner.
was-
You're
I
not
loved
wrong.
it.
But it
I
was
loved it.
But
it's all I
garbage.
needed out of a video game movie.
I haven't seen any of these
yeah.
movies.
It's the Resident Welcome to Raccoon City. I liked it because it was that's a Resident Evil movie.
I thought it had
that's
raccoons
what-
in the movie.
It definitely
like-
fit with Resident Evil.
and now they also have a
TV show,
Netflix
which the TV
series.
show is awesome. We've been watching it. It's really
And
good.
it's completely not connected to the movie that came out 2 years ago or a year ago.
It's not connected.
Wild.
No, it's Lance Reddick playing Albert Wesker. Is fantastic.
I think that is a good choice, but I also think another good choice would have been Anthony Starr of The Boys,
Yeah.
who plays Homelander.
Oh yeah, physically.
I think that would
physically, yeah.
Physically,
yeah.
Yeah. That was a sidetrack. Dan, if you want to delete that,
No.
you editor, you can.
No, he doesn't. He's not gonna touch it.
if you wanna delete our tangent.
Absolutely
But yeah,
not.
Western adaptation of your name, just don't do it. Just leave well enough alone. Leave well enough alone.
It's not going to be good, and even if
No.
it is good,
I won't like as much.
It's not going
actually,
to be.
there's a live action adaptation of Your Lie in April.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it like a Korean drama? Like, is it made? Did the U.S. make it?
No.
I feel like the U.S. does a really poor job adapting things from other cultures because we don't synthesize other people's cultures well. We want to make it so broad and bland so that it's palatable for everybody that it loses all sense of like what makes it special. And that's not just for like anime or like something of like from Asian cultures, but even when we try and adapt British shows, like we don't have the same style of humor. Like it just never. Sometimes things like The Office come along where it becomes its own thing, but it's not really related to the original anymore.
Whoa! Have you seen Euphoria?
I actually haven't watched
That's
Euphoria
real good.
yet. Is it good? Okay. Why was that an adaptation
of an show from Israel?
Really?
Yes.
Really? Did not.
No, me either.
Huh.
You learn. See, well, it's. I would then say that it is that's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah,
like Euphoria.
I'm just gonna say without saying any words, Taki would love that show.
Yeah, Taki probably would love that show.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? Touch on?
No, I got my jokes in and I mentioned Euphoria, so I'm pretty good.
And Raccoon City a lot.
Yeah.
And made a bunch of Journey quotes.
We could have made this a musical episode. We could have sang.
I'm not doing another one of those. One was enough.
We'll get another one in. What if we do a Gatecrashers holiday musical?
I would love that. Let's do it.
Oh.
Gunner, you'll come back for that one?
Yes.
Okay, great.
100%.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Your Name. And if you didn't, then...
they don't exist. They don't
exist.
People who don't like Your Name don't exist.
No.
It's impossible.
That's not true. They probably just only watch football and murder mystery movie, true crime dramas.
True crimers.
Yeah, like my father. I doubt my father would like that film.
Well, we hope you enjoyed it. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you, Gatecrashers, in the next episode. So bye, everyone. Have a wonderful time. We'll see you the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
It's the Gatecrashers.